Oh, we can hear you. Excellent. Excellent. Listen up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Happy Hour Live with Midtown Video. I am your host, totally famous video guy, Jesse Miller. Tonight, we have a super special show. Coming to you live all the way from Kingston, Jamaica is the executive producer of the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival. His name is Adrian Allen. They're live in about an hour, and he's agreed to be on our show. Before we get to Adrian, it is happy hour. Grab your favorite adult beverage. Today's most appropriate is a Red Stripe or an Appleton. And thanks for joining us. Let's say hello to Adrian Allen.
Guys, how you doing? How's it going?
It's going great, thank you. How are you doing?
Appleton here, man. It's right here.
Cheers. Is Appleton a sponsor of the show?
They definitely are a sponsor of the show, so we're here. And you're drinking that, I'm going to drink some of this, okay?
Beautiful. I love it. So, Mr. Allen, what town are you in?
So we're currently in Kingston, Jamaica. We're in New Kingston, and we're in the building of Ray and Nephew, which are the corporate heads for Appleton. So we're here to produce the show. This is where the live broadcast is happening. I'm actually standing in their bar area. So we're not in the production area. So I'm just giving you a little tease. We have to start with a drink.
In the bar area. Well, I happen to be staying in the bar area of Midtown Video, so it's good to be there. And give me an idea. How many cameras are we using? What's the production engine behind it? How are we streaming? And how many viewers are watching live the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival?
Before I even get into that, Jesse, I have a little surprise for you.
Oh.
I'm just going to flip my camera here and show you two gentlemen that you may know. They're masked up right now, but I think you'd appreciate this. We got Mr. Squidly.
Mr. Squid! Excellent! What up?
And we got Delroy Johnson.
Delroy Dean Johnson, original. How are you doing, guys? Oh, look who it is! It's the old. You can't have a great show without those guys. Those are some of my favorites, man.
Okay, so you know this can't happen without a class team, right?
That's right. Cannot happen without an A-class team.
Exactly. So, all right. So what's happening here is we're actually keep calling here. We're actually shooting with two cameras. So I'm actually walking on set right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and flip the camera so you can see.
Can we cut to Adrian, please?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir, Mr. Adrian. Give me 1 second so we can get your camera back up. We had a funny thing happen to your camera. You know, Dean Johnson's looking so good, he broke my freaking Tricaster. All right, there he was.
Am I back?
You're almost back. We can still hear you. And in a moment, I'm certain we're going to be able to see you. So this is Adrian Allen in Kingston, Jamaica, in Ray and Nephew, the distiller of Appleton rum, and the home of production in Kingston for Jamaica Jazz and Blues. Now we're looking at Adrian Allen's point of view camera. Walk me through what's going on here, sir.
All right. So I'm currently on set right now.
Yes, sir.
And this is behind me was the set we had yesterday. So I'm just going to go ahead and just show you this. So this is what we had yesterday. It was a daytime scene, but now it is night. So this is going to be happening tomorrow. This is our setup for tomorrow.
Okay.
Over here is where the executive producers, this is where we do our presentation. Right here, Marcia and myself, we stand here and we do our thing. And then over here is where we're hosting from tonight.
Who are the hosts? Who are the hosts of the show?
They're Wayne Mitchell and Tammy Chin Mitchell. So Wayne Marshall and Tammy Chin. So to the left is, obviously you're seeing our setup here, and we have our curtains and so on. In front of them, we have a confidence monitor, kind of just showing them what's happening for our broadcast. These are our cameras here. We have some broadcast cameras.
Look like serious Sony 4K studio cameras. Beautiful.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Take a look, take a look, take a look. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And so, you know, we have a whole setup here with comms and everything. So
rear zoom and focus so that the camera operators can operate for hours at a time without fatigue. I like that.
There you go. And, you know, we just have a pair of Kinos here and LED lights there.
What are you doing for
light? And we might possibly put a little backlight or something.
Excellent. Now, there's a lot of live performance. These shows, are you running those out of a Tricaster?
Yes, we are. So our Tricaster system that we're using in Jamaica here is actually provided by Phase 3 Production. And I'm going to flip the camera here so you guys could see. This is the Phase 3 team over here.
Excellent.
And in front of this gentleman here, Corey, is the TC1.
Tricaster TC1, beautiful.
Tricaster TC1, right. So here's our switchboard, right? Here's our monitor. It's somewhat of a flight pack situation, right? So we have the TC1 over here. Okay.
Yep.
We have a UPS setup over there.
Oh, and the paint boxes for the cameras to keep them looking the same. Yep. Excellent.
And there's our setup, both cameras and our live.
Alex, do we have the graphic? I think it's DSK3 that shows where people can watch the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival online. You can go to jamaicajazzandblues.com. They're live in 1 hour at 6 p.m. Last night they had 55,000 viewers. Today is night 2. They're going from 6 till what, 9? Adrian, what time you start and stop tonight?
We're starting at 7 tonight.
Oh,
starting at 7.
Okay, that's a nice buffer. You got a lot of time to relax.
I don't know about that, buddy. There's no time to relax right now.
Agreed.
It's go mode. We've been in go mode for the past 72 hours. So
excellent.
You know.
Alex, why don't you just take input 6? Looks like a 2-up. Sorry, Adrian, we lost your video. Okay, now we're back. There you are. So you're coming to us live from Kingston, Jamaica. Are you on Wi-Fi? Do you have cellular? What's going on? How are we connected?
All right, so we're currently connected by Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But our system, we have a gig of internet up and down.
A gig. So that's like a million billion. Is there an internet service provider that's sponsoring the show?
The service provider is Flow. I'm just taking it back to
Flow.
to our network situation here.
Okay, just following the cables.
Boom, here we go. So this is where our internet is coming in from. So
looks like about a gig.
Yeah, we're powered by Flow as well.
Excellent. Right? How did the show go last night?
It went great.
Yeah.
We had like a lot of viewership, as you know, and tonight we expect the same or even more.
Okay. Who are some of the acts that we can count on tonight?
So we can count on tonight. We could count on Lila Ike. We have Mortimer. We have another gentleman by the name of Becky Glacier, and we have 3 other new acts that we had shot in downtown Kingston at a place called Art Walk, which is amazing because we have paintings of like Toots and the Maytals on the walls, and it reminds me of Wynwood actually. This is our version of a Wynwood down here, right? So we actually did 4 performances in the middle of the street, and that's what we're going to start with today. So it's worth watching. That's
so cool. So Lindsay Cogan is managing our chat room, and I'm sure any of our viewers that have questions about the festival are going to send those questions in. We'll get them answered on the air. Once again, I want to thank it's Dean, my man, Jeremy, yeah. Big up, you two.
What kind of milk is?
Appleton Rum, I see. Sponsors of the show and brewers of delicious rum. Man, I miss you guys. Man, I miss those guys. I can't wait for them to lift these travel restrictions so we can get back down to the island and do some production together.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Alex, let's see Adrian Allen's title, please. That's Adrian Allen, Executive Producer of the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival. We can count on not just 2021, but he's got the license also for 2022. Is that right?
That's 100% right. So if we prove ourselves good in the next 2 days, then that's for sure. So that's why we have to do a good job.
How
but
important?
Listen, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying this because we're live on air with the J Miller, with the Miller is what I call him, but the knowledge of using the Tricaster system and even being able to be down here in Kingston comfortably and not have to worry about anything is supported by the consultation of that young gentleman right there on the next side of the camera here, Jesse Miller. So I appreciate everything you do, my friend.
Thank you so much, Adrian. I really appreciate it. And how important is this show to the island? How big a deal is Jamaica Jazz and Blues?
This is a big deal because this year's broadcast is titled Bringing Back the Magic. And that means bringing back the magic to the island because, of the pandemic, there hasn't been that much travelers and so on. So we have a few features that we're promoting. One in particular today called Stay With Us, which shows Wayne and Tammy Chin going around the North Coast hotel hopping. So we went to Moon Palace, we went to Royalton, we went to G-Jam, and it's going to be four fun vignettes that is going to be a part of the show.
Tammy Chin is the younger sister of Voice winner Tess Ann Chin, is that right?
Tess Ann Chin, yes.
Tess Ann Chin. Excellent, the Chin family. Hey, listen, I know the stress of what it's like an hour before your live stream when you expect a million billion viewers. So I want to thank you for taking the time to walk us through your production studio and take this moment to be live on the air with us, your friends, Adrian. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And to take us out, I'd like to play the theme song of the 2021 Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival as written by Adrian Allen and performed by Richie Stevens. Alex, you got that for us? Thanks again, Adrian. Really, thank you. And LK, let's line you up for our next shot. Let me know when LK is in the Zoom and Adrian is out of the Zoom, please. Actually, my mic should be muted.
Hold on to the magic. We've got to hold on. Keep the feeling in our soul now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the music. So sweet, so nice. Just turn it up a little for me now. I feel good, I feel fine. I need a girl, I wanna move my waistline now. Lovers rock, take it from the top, yeah. I'm begging, please, don't you ever stop now. Feeling hot, reggae on the box now. Hey, this selector, give me everything you got now. We've got to hold on and don't let go now. Can't afford.
Sticking with us here, I want to share with you that the reason it was so easy for us to bring in Adrian Allen live from Kingston, Jamaica, is that we are coming to you live on the Tricaster TC2 Elite. Now, the TC2 Elite is enabled with Tricaster Andrew Cross's, pandemic beating feature called Live Call Connect. This wasn't even dreamed of until the world really shut down last March due to this virus going around, and people weren't able to travel anymore. And so Dr. Cross over at New Tech recognized that it's not just about meetings anymore. It's not just about Zoom or Teams or what have you. It's about bringing interactions like we were having to the rest of the public via live streaming. And so my buddy, Dr. Andrew Cross, created this Live Call Connect feature and really pushed it into the Tricaster 2 Elite before, anyway, what it does is it allows us to bring Zoom callers or Blue Jeans callers or Discord callers or even Microsoft Teams callers and treat each individual caller as their own camera input. It's really cool, but it's a little bit complicated because they need to hear us and they need to see us, and I need to hear them and I need to see them. So this next segment of our program is going to break down a little bit of how we were able to accomplish that Zoom call. Now, Dr. Adrian Allen running the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival, he's a little busy right now, and so we have asked Midtown's own special sales extraordinaire and technician extraordinaire, Miss Lindsay Cogan, to join us from the Zoom room at Midtown Video to sort of fill in as our Zoom remote attendee so that I can walk you through a couple of these steps. And so, do we have her queued up, Alex? Let's do it. Hello, Lindsay. How are you doing?
Hey, Jesse. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Where are you?
I am at Midtown Video's very own personal meeting room, our Zoom hub room.
Excellent. So you're in a little huddle space that we operate on a Crestron Flex system. We've got a little Huddly IQ camera that might even follow you around the room if you got up and moved. I don't want to push the limits here, but it might happen. So you're coming to us live from a Zoom room. What's the difference between just using Zoom and a proper Zoom room? What does a Zoom room have?
So a Zoom room requires a touch panel connected to a computer with Zoom running in a kiosk mode.
Brilliant.
So we've got this, maybe I can show it off here.
There it is. Excellent.
This is our touch panel.
Linz, you ought to be a spokesmodel for touch panels. I want to buy one of those now. Excellent. So
into the buttons.
In our Zoom room, we've sort of got some nice automatic technology that makes Zoom meetings easy. So playing the role of Zoom attendee today is Miss Lindsay Cogan, and I'd like to show you what it looks like in order to bring a Zoom attendee into a Tricaster system. So first, Alex, are you able to take my desktop? Yeah, great. So if you're looking at my desktop, you're looking at what's called the application desktop of the Tricaster TC2 Elite. And you'll notice that up here, I've got the live button. Here I've got some settings. And if I was to click on the settings button, I can assign callers to inputs. So for instance, Lindsay's caller 1 and I'm caller 2. And if I hit that assign callers to inputs button, then on my regular Tricaster multi-viewer, it would assign Lindsay to input 4 and me to input 1 just by hitting that assign callers to inputs button. And by virtue of doing that, Alex in my control room is able to pull up an ME and do this nice 2-up over here by putting Lindsay input 4 on the left and me input 1 on the right. And then when he takes that to program, boom, you've got your nice ME. Now, it's not just video that's super duper complicated when you're bringing in remote production, okay? You may have noticed or not noticed, but I've got an earpiece in my ear so that I can hear the far side remote talent. Now, it becomes very difficult to get the audio right, so I want to direct your attention down here to the audio mixer. Hey, Linz, can you just say hello for me? Watch this.
Hello.
Hello! Give me one more hello, please.
Hello.
All right, so Lindsay's audio is coming in on this individual slider here called the apps. That's the application audio. Now, my audio is coming in on input number 1 here. So that's my audio. Lindsay's audio, give me one more hello, please.
Hello.
There
Jesse.
it is. It's coming in on the apps desktop. Hello, Lindsay. Thank you for saying hi. Because she's attending this meeting via Zoom. And so the application slider right here is reaching the program feed of the Tricaster. Right? But Lindsay is listening to an audio mix minus that's automatically created. So my audio minus the application audio is being sent back over the Zoom through the application desktop. Here's the application desktop. Remember this? So that's me and Linz. So you can see that my audio, this looks a lot like a Zoom meeting. My audio, well, anyway, if I was able to click those buttons, you would see that there's a mix minus that reaches Lindsay, which is Tricaster audio minus the inbound audio from applications. Let's go back to multi-viewer 1 for a second, and you'll see that my audio is routed to the master, and aux 2 and aux 3, but my audio, my microphone is not routed to auxiliary 1. That's really important because the output of audio auxiliary 1, Alex, I'm going to give you control back. The output of audio 1, the output of auxiliary 1 is being fed into a wireless transmitter right into my ear. And so by removing my microphone from the audio of auxiliary 1, it's creating a mix minus so that I can hear Lindsay, I can hear Adrian, I can hear any internal audio being played out of a DDR or a sound, and my own personal microphone has been removed. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Alex. So mix 3 is what's reaching somebody. I'm not sure, but mix 3 is what's reaching me. I'm getting audio, I'm getting aux 1 right back into my ear. And that aux 1 again has all the remote guests, which are Lindsay, Adrian, and the videos that he's playing back, but I'm not getting my own microphone back into my ear, which would be, kind of confusing for a host. And so, my friends, that's how you bring remote guests into a TC2 live stream. You can do it with Zoom, you can do it with Teams, you can do it with whatever. It's important that you try to keep the same number of Zoom attendees, because you noticed that, let's just jump back to the multi-viewer for a moment. You notice that there are only 2 attendees in this Zoom, myself and the wonderful Miss Lindsay Kogan, who's appearing as our spokesmodel. Thank you very much. Now, if a third person joined, you see how my box has a yellow tally light around it? Linz, can you say hello?
Hello.
Oh, Lindsay's got the tally light.
I took the box.
Don't take my tally light. Anyhow, the point being, if a third person were to join our Zoom, all of our boxes would not only be moved, but they'd be changed. Right? And so the Tricaster would have to do a rescan to treat Lindsay as her own smaller input, me as my own smaller input, and this new third person as a new smaller input. So if you are going to bring in remote guests, it's very important to maybe execute a waiting room and have a great host like Alex Girola or Mark Parson in the control room that are sort of managing and controlling what's going on, so that you are so that you can count on the right size, the right shape of each model. But as long as you've got good control of what's going on there, then you can treat individual conference attendees as their own camera input in a Tricaster setup and create very interesting MEs like the 2-up. Alex, let's see a 2-up of me and Linz. Bam.
We should do a cheers, Jesse.
Just like that. Oh, absolutely. Are you drinking Red Stripes in honor of the Jamaica Jazz and Blues
Adrian.
Festival? Uh-huh.
Just
cheers.
for Adrian.
Cheers to you, Lindsay. Thank you so much for that. And cheers to our audience. Thank you all for joining us on today's Midtown Happy Hour Live. That really makes the 4K go down smooth. Before we wrap up, I want to offer, as usual, our special round of thank yous. Thank you to Lindsay Kogan. Thanks for stepping in as our remote Zoom attendee. Thank you to Mr. Adrian Allen, executive producer of the Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival. I'm blown away to see Squidly, Dean Johnson, and Jeremy Rogers, some of my favorite crew to ever do a shoot with. Man, I wish I was down there in Kingston with you doing this one. I'll have to hit it up next year when Adrian still has the rights to produce Jamaica Jazz and Blues 2022. Thank you to my friends in the control room. That's Mark Parsons on audio. That's Alex Girola riding the Tricaster control board. Nobody does it better than him. He's really kicking butt and managing. There were some big problems that you guys didn't even know about because Alex made them totally invisible. So thanks, guys. Man, it's awesome to work with an incredible technical team. Thank you to you, our audience. We love it when you watch our show. We do this show to help you learn new tricks, learn how to stream, bring your stories to the internet and go live. Thanks to our new viewers who caught us on Instagram today. Today was, we want to, every time we make it a little harder on ourselves. Before we wrap up with our favorite outgoing song, I want to make sure, are there any questions coming in from the internet? Can the Tricaster give you a way to set a delay with audio and video? That's a great question. So there are 2 ways to handle delay. I mean, the easy way is to do an audio delay where you sort of back up your audio so that it's a few frames behind from your video. I don't think that's what you're asking about. I think what you're asking about is a profanity delay. So the answer to that is no. The Tricaster does not act as a profanity delay. However, Midtown Video works with partners who create hardware specifically designed to be a profanity delay. So you could take the program out of your Tricaster, and on the way SDI to an encoder like a LiveView Solo or an Epiphan Pearl or something like this, you interrupt that SDI feed with what's called a profanity delay. SDI in, and then you give it a backup SDI in. Backup audio, backup video, because profanity comes in 2 versions, baby. I could say something nasty or I could have a nip slip, So you want to be able to, on one trigger, blur the video if something nasty happens in video, and mute or bleep the audio in case I were to say something nasty. So while the Tricaster itself does not function as a profanity delay, Midtown Video represents a couple of really great manufacturers. Evertz makes a nice audio delay system, profanity delay system. There's another company that makes a really nice profanity delay system. And I want to take a moment just to beef with Ross, who makes a profanity delay system, but they don't work with Midtown Video. What are you guys even thinking over there? All right? This has been Beefing with Jesse Miller. So tune in next week for our next episode of Happy Hour Live, where I will name a third manufacturer of profanity delays. The first two, Evertz and this third manufacturer, are available from Midtown Video, and the second one, we're beefing with them because you can't get that profanity delay from Midtown Video. This has been Happy Hour Live with your friends at Midtown Video, Lindsay Kogan, Alex Girola, Mark Parsons, and totally awesome video guy Jesse Miller saying thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
We've got to hold on and don't let go now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the magic. We've got to hold on. Keep the feeling in our soul now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the music. So sweet, so nice. Just turn it up a little for me now. I feel good, I feel fine. I need a girl, I wanna move my waistline now. Lovers rock, take it from the top, yeah. I'm begging, please, don't you ever stop now. Feeling hot, reggae on the box now. Hey, this selector, give me everything you got now. We've got to hold on and don't let go now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the magic. To hold on, keep the feeling in our soul now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the music.
All island music is to create. Out of the struggle and the hardship, what this we create. A music of upliftment for help keep the faith. When things get tough, we provide a escape. I make enough get to use bus through the gate. Become icons and some real heavyweight. Put my mind out, sound food in a plate. We can't make we better not to wait. No.
We've got to hold on and don't let go now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the magic. We've got to hold on. Keep the feeling in our soul now. Can't afford to lose it. Hold on to the music. Father God, bless my little island. Pick up every single Jamaica. Come make me tell you about the rhythm of this nation. Running the veins of every generation.
Remember